Now, cash conversion cycle, as indicated here, measures how much time would it take to convert resources into cash. Okay. Now, remember, a business is investing in resources. That can be an investment in the inventory, raw materials, or fixed assets, namely long-term assets such as cars, buildings, land, and others as well. Okay. However, in this particular topic, we are just going to focus on the current assets and the current liabilities. So when we talk about cash conversion cycle, we are looking at two things. Okay, the current asset and the current liabilities. Under current asset, we have two accounts to examine, and on the liability part, we have one account to examine. So let's look at how we compute for the cash conversion cycle. Okay. Very simple lang ang pag-compute ng cash conversion cycle. Okay? It is days in inventory plus days in receivables minus days in payable equals your cash conversion cycle. Now, I can say that this is very simple if and only if you already have mastered how to compute for the average days of an account. Remember when we computed for the turnover, regardless whether if it is inventory turnover or receivables turnover, naalala pa ba yon?
Yes,
So
sir.
once na makompute mo yung turnover, i-divide mo yung na-compute mo, or 360 divided by the turnover. So 360, kunyari ang nakuha mong turnover is 30, so 360 divided by 30. You get your average days. Tama? So kung naalala mo yan, very easy lang tong cash conversion cycle. Okay? Now, what we would want to understand is why do we have to compute for the cash conversion cycle? Now, as I've said before, meron tong contents about the current asset, current liabilities. Okay? Now, from the word itself na cash conversion cycle, what do you think? Would an entity want a longer or shorter cash conversion cycle? Okay? Pag tinagalog mo yan, ay mahirap palang itagalog, wag na lang. Pag-convert ng pera or pag-convert ng bagay papuntang pera. Okay? Now, if we are going to examine, when we talk about days in inventory, ang pinag-uusapan dyan, how long it took for the inventory to be sold. Okay? Kung retailer ka, you are engaged in retail trading, gaano katagal yan mula nung binili mo sa supplier, inimbak mo sa tindahan mo, bago siya nabili. Gaano katagal yun? Yun yung mini-measure doon. Then, when we talk about receivables, nung naibenta na, how much time before it is being paid by the customers? Then, you equate yung payable dun sa inventory na binili mo. Gaano katagal mo siya binayaran? Okay? So, if you are going to use your common sense, cash conversion cycle would be better off if an entity experiences shorter cash conversion cycle. Ibig sabihin kasi kapag shorter yung cash conversion cycle, the resources is pretty much fast to be or to become a cash. Okay? From resource, magiging or babalik siya sa cash. Now remember, di ba? Yung resource natin, ano bang pinangbibili doon? Pera din, di ba? Pero, kino-convert mo yan. You invest on the number of days or time kung gaano siya katagal mag-stay sa inventory. Then, pag nagpautang ka, gaano katagal ang investment mo dun sa pagpapautang. Equate it with the number of the payable or the days in the payable, you get your cash conversion cycle. Okay? For example, let's say the average days in inventory is 30 days. The average days in the receivable is 40 days. And let's say ang days in payable is also 30 days. So if we are going to compute for the cash conversion cycle, very easy lang. 30 plus 40 minus 30, we get a cash conversion cycle of 40 days. Now, pagdating sa actual practice, hindi naman yun lang yung itatanong. Siyempre, if you have computed yung 40 days na cash conversion cycle, you are thinking, can we improve this? Pwede ba nating mas paiksiin? Now, mathematically, if you want to improve the cash conversion cycle, what you can do is that you can minimize the days in inventory and receivables. So let's say, yung 40 days, ang nangyari, naging 30 days na lang. So 30 plus 30 equals 60 minus 30, you get 30 days cash conversion cycle. Kanina, 40 days yun, pero naging 30 days na. Tama ba? Mathematically. Or, what you can do is, pahabain mo yung days in payable. So, if originally you have 30 days in inventory, 40 days in receivables, instead of having 30 days in the payable, gawin mong 50. So, before you pay your supplier, it will take 50 days before you completely pay for the product. So 30 plus 40, 70, minus 50, you get 20 days conversion cycle. Okay? Malinaw yun, guys? Sa perspective ng quantitative analysis, parang napakasimpleng gawin, right? However, if we are going to look at the practice, what if, nakita mo, no? Days in inventory. Okay. It takes 30 days. Bakit? Because we don't have, kunya, nagpo-produce si company, manufacturing. Because we don't have the technology. Or masyado na mabagal yung machinery. Okay? So possibly, in the long-term planning mo, okay, possible pwede tayo bumili ng equipment. Ng bagong equipment. If sa receivables naman yung tinitingnan, you look at the company's policy when it comes to pagpapautang. Okay. So if for example, nakita nyo, sa policy, sinabi natin, nakalagay doon, 30 days lang yung maximum. Bakit ang average natin is 40 days? Then, it can occur to us that the people on the collections department is not doing their job. Okay? So, ano magiging solution mo? Ay, tanggalin na yung mga tao na yan because they are inefficient. Of course not. Okay? You ask first, bakit kaya hindi nakakolekta within 30 days? Now, you ask dun sa person in charge. Person in charge. In the policy, we only allow 30 days credit term. However, record shows that we are being paid after 40 days or 40 days. Now, you look at the explanation. Nako, sir, kasi kaya po yan umaabot ng 40 days, it's because our competitor offers 45 days. Okay? So sa atin, nag-adjust lang tayo ng konti so that we can still accommodate other customers. Okay? Remember, kapag kunyari, ang basis mo lang is quantitative, what would be your decision? Oh, naku, bakit 30 days yun nasa policy, 40 days ang nangyayari sa actual? Gawin na lang 30 days yan, strictly. If you strictly impose the 30-day term or 30-day credit term, what will happen? You may lose some customers. Ano mangyayari sa sales? Possible lumit yung sales mo. And anong maapektuhan? The profitability of the company will be affected. Now, if you look at the payable, You can ask the supplier. Supplier, 30 days kasi kami before eh. Okay lang kaya gawin natin 60 days? Pwede ba yon? So, pag pumayag si supplier, then okay. Easy yung cash conversion cycle mo. Now, look at the prominent companies, no? For example, San Miguel. Diba yung San Miguel, nabalitaan nyo, nagbigay siya ng 150 million as aid for the COVID-19 pandemic. Nabalitaan nyo ba yon? Okay. Now, ito kasi mga companies na to, ito mga Jollibee, San Miguel, these companies are already established and pagdating dito sa mga cash conversion cycle, medyo sanay na sila dito. Now, if you are going to look at, di ba, kunyari, Jollibee, pag bumili ang tao sa Jollibee, ang binabayad, cash. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, may cash inflow na agad. Yung inventory nila doon, I think siguro mga for 7 days or let's say 2 weeks at max. Do they have days in receivables? Possibly wala. Kasi cash basis pag umorder ka. Wala pa akong nakita sa Jollibee na pinalista. Ate, paisangan Chicken Joy, lista mo muna, balikan ko after 10 days. Wala. So possible ang cash conversion lang nila would be the days in inventory. Pag nabenta, wala nang days in receivables because cash transaction, then days in payable. Ito yung possible, baka negative pa nga yung cash conversion cycle nila. Kasi if you are going to be a supplier to those big companies such as San Miguel, Jollibee, expect mo na the shortest time that you are going to be paid upon billing would be 60 days. In San Miguel, no? Sometimes I talk to my colleague kung gaano katagal yung collection doon. You bill it today, count 6 months after. Tsaka ka mabayaran. May tama kung paano niya minamanage yung pera. Again, going back to our lecture nung wala pang COVID, right? Diba? When we talk about cash inflow, we accelerate it. Mas mabilis ang pasok ng pera, mas okay. However, if ang pinag-uusapan natin is paglabas ng pera, cash outflow, we do anything just to extend the outflow. Tama? From 30 days, baka pwede 60 days, pwede 90 days. Mas matagal mong bayaran, mas okay kasi you can use up yung pera na dapat na pambayad doon. Okay? Now, very simple guys. Cash conversion, very simple as long as you know how to compute the turnover and get the average days. Kasi arithmetic lang to, plus minus. Okay? Mas madali yung operating cycle. Now, if we are going to look at the operating cycle concentrates on the current asset side, determine working capital needs. Okay? So, determine working capital needs. So, kung kanina, meron tayong payables dun sa cash conversion cycle, dito, walang payables. We are going to just talk about inventory and receivables. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, days in inventory plus days in receivables equals our operating cycle. Very basic. Okay? Now, bakit gusto malaman to ng entity or ng businessman? Okay? Again, for improvement. You know how long it will take sa inventories. The longer it takes in the inventory, the longer or the higher the investment would be. So when we talk about investment, we're talking about the span of time. Same with receivables. Are we going to offer short-term or long-term? Can the customer pay it within a year? Do we consider installment? Ayan. Diyan mo makikita yon. Okay? Now, if you are the entity or the manager, you would want to know these details so that you can plan your next move. You can plan, okay, inventory masyadong matagal. We have to be efficient. Are we hiring the right people to sell the product?